Hello YouTubers, welcome back to the Talking Shop channel. It has been a while. Had a lot of things go down in northern Michigan this year with the ice storm and everything. I'll let you Google that at your own time. But yeah, we kind of had to take a little sabbatical from the shop here, but we are back in the shop now. Yeah, look at that bad mamma jamma. It's gonna be a fun time. Get your shop clothes on. Let's get to it. So yeah, we're back. What do we got here? What we have is the Lawn Genie. They are a Flail pickup mower made by the Matthews Company, Crystal Lake, Illinois. Made it in a bunch of different configurations. They make a 4-footer, a 5-footer, and a 6-footer. This is a 6-footer. It has the hopper on the back, which is this piece right here. It's got the winch to empty it. What am I going to use it for? What's the end game? Well, I got a lot of leaves in my yard. Imagine you're going to war with leaves. A rake would be like a knife. My zero turn with the baggers on it would be like a machine gun. This is a tank. Zero turn works really well. Picks them up, bags them. The biggest problem you got is you make one or two passes and the bags are full. So you're constantly bagging or emptying bags into a trailer. Once they're empty, you got to go dump the trailer, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, and I don't know, this might turn into, this has been sitting outside for a long time. I don't know if it's going to turn into anything. Got a couple things to look at. Gonna obviously grease it and check the fluids in the gearbox. We got a right angle gearbox right here. I did pick it up, look at the flails. They could use replacing. They're not horrible shape. I guess before we get too far into it, the little gauge wheels are shot. I picked up a couple of gauge wheels for it, or gauge tires I should say. But yeah, if it turns into something where, you know, we can make it work, well then we'll put a few bucks into it. The one gauge wheel over there, it looks like it's been into something, been broke off at one point. We'll walk around the other side here so I can show you guys what's going on with it. You can tell if you look at it like this, you can tell that that wheel is kind of turned off kilter a little bit. And you can see somebody at some time has done some welding, but we can fix that. If it looks like it's gonna, the machine's gonna be operational and it's gonna work, we can cut this piece out of here and get a new piece of flat bar and remake that and get that wheel turned the right way. I got a couple of cheapy Amazon tires to put on it just to try it. If it looks like the machine is going to work and it doesn't need anything, then we'll buy a good set of tires to put on it. I have been spraying. The first thing we got to do today is take a look at this PTO shaft. This part of it is seized up. The telescoping part is seized up. So we're going to take it right off. We're going to take that set screw out right there. Now we're going to take this right off. We're going to get it over on the bench. We're going to see if we can get it freed up. If we can't get it freed up, we're going to take the U-joint apart. I'll take it in, see if we can get a yoke for it. Grease zerks broke off. That's no problem. I got grease zerks here. So yeah, that's going to be our first. That's going to be our first battle today. Is we're going to see if we can get this PTO shaft out of here. So I'm going to grab a couple of wrenches. We'll see if we can get that set screw out. We'll see if we can get her off the shaft. Well, that was easy. I had it bungee corded up to bring it home. I didn't want to fall on the road, so there we go. All right, guys, up to the bench. All right. First things first, he's got the old punch, and I have been soaking it down too, but we'll see if we can forgot my safety glasses. I don't know if we're making any headway or not. Didn't look like it. Yeah, maybe some. I did soak it down, and I was getting fluid coming out the bottom side, so that was a good sign, or so I thought, but we're going to turn it so I can get to this other side here. I think she's moving, fellas. We're winning. Yeah. Victory is ours. All right, so we'll get that cleaned up, and we're going to move on to this yoke. We got to get this part free so we can slide it on the tractor shaft. We're going to try with a little torch and a little light persuasion before we get the big torch out. Worst case scenario, I could, I've already talked to my guys that do driveline work. They can get me this yoke. So we're going to try and free it up. Like I say, if the machine turns into where it's going to be something, we can always look at replacing the worn parts. But right now, I'm just trying to get it functional so we can see if it's going to work. I have been spraying this down too. Ah! Success! I'm going to cool that off, and I'm going to run this thing through the blast cabinet. This part of the yoke here. But the ball, the little retainer balls in there have retracted, so we just got to get it freed up so it works good by hand. So I want to get that stuff cleaned out of there now that I got it hammered down. So I'm going to cool it off, and I'm going to run it through the blast cabinet. All right, guys. A lot of actually, that wasn't too bad. But I took that apart, and I got this all freed up here. Oh, you can't see me. I have to get you back over here. There we go. So I've got this all freed up. So that's working like it should. Got grease fittings in it. My grease fitting assortment is getting kind of pit clean. So I'm gonna have to do a supply run, I guess. Those out of the way. I even got a grease fitting in the end of the shaft here so we can make it telescope. Alright. This is really a square drive, so it can only really I mean, I guess you can get it out of phase, but and we got a grease fitting right here. We're going to put pumps in. Alright, so that should slide in and out. It does. Alright, back over to the machine and we'll put it on and we'll hook her up to the tractor. All right, gang, we got the PTO shaft back on the tractor. Beautiful thing. We're gonna check the oil in this gearbox now. See where we're at with this. Whoa! Lots of oil in the gearbox. Well, that's a good sign. And it looks pretty clean too. All right, so we're okay with the oil in the gearbox. Now we're going to start the tractor, and I'm going to pick it up, and we'll put some jack stands under it, and we'll finish greasing it. I do believe we might have to take this cover off because I think there's a U-joint under this cover, and there's a bearing at the end, and I think we got some on the rotor. And there's a drum underneath there that rides against the ground that carries it. I think there's one on either side of that. And then, of course, we got the wheels, but we got to take them apart anyway to do the tires. So that's next step. Well, that escalated quickly. I wanted to take this cover off, get a look at this belt, which doesn't look too bad, but I'm going to see if there's a number on it. Does appear that there is some kind of number on it. Wanted to see if there was any other bearings I had to get to. I'll probably put a drop of oil on that idler. Looks like, you can tell it's been sitting. Looks like we got some mud daubers. And it looks like they got, let me see if I can roll it over. I wonder if I can. Yep, got some mud daubers on the belt. Looks like it's a wood belt. Hell, it looks like it's a wood's pulley. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm going to have to run it without this guard on it for a test so I can get some more, some of them little clips. That's why I had to cut the bolts off. The clips were spinning in the... see if I can bring it down. You can hear the flails in there as I roll it. might be beneficial. I might have to get the vacuum cleaner. Great. How in the hell did I get that wedged in there? Man, when it rains it pours. I gotta get a hammer. Do that again. It looks like she's going to work. Where's my light? Okay, here's the grease fitting for the rotor. Okay, so there's the grease fitting for that. There's a bearing there, I can see it. Okay, you get to that through that hole. All right, so I'm gonna grab the grease gun. I can tell you one thing, we're going to keep this machine, we're going to get some remote grease lines. Better get a wire brush. Alright, where do we go with the grease gun? It's right in front of me. that one's got grease. Let's see if I can. This is one of those ones, gang. This should be a remote grease line. I got grease in it. Well, that's a good sign. So we got this one here. This part of the wheel is not going to get taken apart, so we can go ahead and grease this one. There we go. All right, so I'm going to lay the. We're gonna get some drop light cords over here. All right, so this is the ground engaging roller. This is what rides against the ground. And if you look up in there, you can see the drum with all the flail knives on it. This is a 6-foot model. So there's 172 knives, and this bearing is missing the grease fitting, which would go right there. All right, I'm gonna grab a pick. See if we can clean that out of there, because I'm not seeing any. Yeah, that's got to be the grease fitting hole. All right, so I'm going to grab a pick. We're going to clean that out of there, and I'll see if I can get a grease fitting in there. All right, guys, so we're back. I got everything to take grease except for a couple of exceptions. The roller on this side here, I can't find the grease fitting for it. I'm wondering if maybe at some point in its life it wasn't replaced with a sealed bearing. This one over here, I found where the grease fitting goes, but it's 16th pipe. I don't have any 16th pipe ones. I'll have to pick one up. For test purposes, it's going to have to be all right. Got this rotor bearing, got this bearing. Number on the belt, it's actually a Woods belt. Number is 3VX710. Woods Ultra V-Band. So yeah. I got this bearing here through this hole. There's a U-joint right here, and you got to take all this out to get to it. And I'm going to already have to run without this guard because all these little clips broke. So as of right now, I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to pick up a bunch of those clips, and at that time, we'll take these off. Because you're going to twist all them off. There's a bunch down in there, and you're just going to break them off, and then I'd have to run without that guard too. So for now, for test purposes, it'll be fine. I'll pick up a bunch of those clips. I'll pick up a couple of. I need to refill my grease fitting assortment anyway. So now we're going to do tires. So let's get back over to this side here. And maybe I can set you guys up. I've already got a socket on it. And the phone's going off. All right, so there's where we're going to be at. Let's just try a little hammer before we get too crazy. Now we'll switch over to a brass punch. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I don't think my tire machine's going to grab the rim, but I'm hoping I'll be able to use it for to break the bead. So I'll get the other side and we'll go over to the tire machine. All right, guys, I changed my mind on the tires. I got the one off, cleaned it up, got the hole there. Are they questionable? Yeah, and I've got the new ones. They're on the bench. I have no problem installing them. But for test purposes, I just aired them both up, greased them up. I think we're going to try this thing, just see if it works. I noticed some dents in the rotor. There's some dents in the side here, so I don't know. It's been used, but I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. We'll give it a try. Yeah, I'm going to pull the tractor out, let it warm up a little bit. And I'll bring you guys along with me. You can ride along with me. We'll put the PTO in gear and see if she picks up some leaves. All right, guys, here we go. She's either going to be a bang or a bust. Maybe both, who knows. All in all, how to work, not too bad. It leaves a little strip in the center. Vibrates pretty bad. I could probably use new knives. I'm going to see if Matthews Company, I know they're still in business, but I don't know if they make parts for the mowers anymore, and I'll see if I can find some knives for it. See how much they are, and we'll go from there. But that's it for now. We'll probably get it in the shop again next week, and it's scalping my yard. It's set too low. I've got the instruction manual for it. We'll see how to set the height. We'll fix that one wheel. I'll pick up some flat bar. But yeah,